Okay, welcome. Today's video is going to be about a bunch of records I got, but the first band that we're going to get into is Human Gas. These guys are Japan's answer to Discharge. And I've shown this record before. And it's just thrashy, crazy, interesting. You know, most songs are different from the others on this thing. They take the Discharge sound and twist it into something very listenable. I mean, if you're into that kind of stuff. And this is the very first Human Gas record I ever bought. And this is a bootleg record of Human Gas. As you can see by the labels. Alrighty. Let's get this thing back in its package. Oh, this is the little thing that came with it. Advertising a 7-inch that this band did with Stalinism, which I don't have because that thing's really expensive. But this is my Human Gas record. But wait, it isn't. This is my Human Gas record. This is the Human Gas Super Violence Hardcore 1984 to 1989. I guess you'd call this a box set. And it contains, I'm not going to read it to you. I'm going to open this thing and show it to you. Let's get the scalpel out. All right, here we go. Let's be careful with this. All right, I got to cut close to without hitting. Oh, that's beautiful. Sometimes opening a record can be a pain when using something like this, because the plastic around some of these brand new records is like rubber. Okay, I'm trying to preserve the hype sticker. I gotta get the knife back out. Okay, hype sticker preserved. Okay, the rest of this can go. Let's get into it. Oh, and by the way, I got this from Puke and Vomit Records. It was packaged very well. And it took, I don't know, about a month and a half to get to me here in Detroit. All right, here it is, Human Gas box set. Let's get into this thing. The housing is very sturdy. Let's pull all the stuff out. Wow, that's all the stuff. Is there anything in here? Nope. Nothing left in the very sturdy housing. And this record is brought to you by FOAD Records, which I ordered this thing from the record label that produced it, and they're in Europe. I haven't gotten it. I had to buy this thing from Los Angeles, so this is a rebuy. So my investment into this thing is about 160 bucks. Maybe someday when the mail starts coming through from Europe, I'll receive my second edition of this on different colored vinyl. All right, so this is the housing of it. And here's what came with the record. Oh, wow. Okay, this is righteous. Is there anything gonna fall out? I gotta be careful with stuff like this. All right, there we go. I like the way on the back of this guy's jacket, and these guys only did shows in Japan, he's advertising middle class from Southern California. Okay, nothing in there, but the inside is printed. So whoever put this together really cared, and they were really into it. And hey, this is this stolen photo. All right. Okay, I see where all the stuff is. Let's put that there. This is the inside. And there's the CD and DVDs of this thing, of crazy Japanese discharge hardcore. And let's get into the other, I guess the booklet and vinyl part of this. Here's the big book, like a Kiss album. Okay, the paper in this is not very sturdy. I mean, you can see through it. And it's got a bunch of stuff like this. Pictures of cassettes, live shots, flyers from shows, like that. And that picture right there looks like they're playing in somebody's house, which reminds me of Toys That Kill from San Pedro. House shows are always great. Another picture where they're playing to just a few people, where if this band were to come back today, I'm sure there'd be more than a few people show up to see them. All right. So that's the booklet, and let's look at the LPs. These are what the records look like. And I'm sure the second one looks the same. And it does. Okay, so that's the Human Gas box set. So if you're into Discharge and bands like Discharge and the Japanese early 80s hardcore, this record will probably be right up your alley. I can't wait to listen to it. And plus it comes with a DVD with 2 full live shows and a CD of some acoustic stuff, and, well, hold on. I can tell you what the CD's got on it. It's got a Soundboard Live from 1986, various live recordings from 1986 to 1987, and then Explosives Demo 1986 instrumental version, and that's what's on the CD in this box set. The DVD contains Live at Bessie Hall, Sapporo, Japan 1987 in December, and it also has Live at Rockin' Hall in Obihiro, Japan 1987, and that was June. If you see this in the record store, it'll probably be a bunch of money. Try and find it for cheap, which I did, and you can't. This is just going to be a bunch of damn money. Anyway, it's worth it. to fans of GBH and Discharge. All right, let's move on. I've already shown this record, but I'm going to show you the two special editions of it. The Spitz new record, which is, it's good. It's not any better than the other Spitz records, but it's just as good. It's just a Spitz record. So if you're into the Spitz, you're going to love this thing. And this copy came with this sticker. And the record is green. So this is the green copy, which this thing is kind of messed up. Anyway, the green copy of the brand new Spitz record. And here is came with a sticker also. Good for you. The Spitz from Kalamazoo. And this is the red copy of it. And I think there's also a black vinyl copy of it. And I like the way that they changed the little sticker on the middle of the vinyl for the green version. All right, let's put these things together and get into the other records. All right, here's a new record I got, and this is Voices of the Night, the calls of 26 frogs and toads found in Eastern and North America. This is a 78 spin record. So if you're going to play this thing, you're going to have to put your turntable at like neutral and then spin it with your finger. But it's 4 records that look like this, and it's a guy introducing different types of toads and frogs from North America, and then you get to hear the sounds of those toads and frogs. And it's very interesting if you listen to these things backwards. And there are 4 of them, and these things were recorded in 1945 and released on this set in 1955. So it took 10 years for these frogs to get on vinyl. All right, here's another thing that I got in the mail. This is the entire recording of Laurel and Hardy, Sons of the Desert. This thing is the entire movie on 1 LP. Talk about compact. And this thing is, if you've seen the movie Laurel and Hardy, Sons of the Desert, this thing is just as much fun to listen to as the movie is to watch. Okay, here's something kind of strange. This is Sounds of Medicine, Operation and Stethoscope Sounds. And what this thing is side B. Heart and lung sounds. Lung sounds of a woman. Lung sounds of a man. Valve disease. Heart and lung sounds. Bowel tones of a hungry man. Bowel tones of a man that's smoking cigarettes. Heart sounds of a man with inflammation of the heart due to active rheumatic fever. That's side B of this thing. Side A is surgical operation on a small boy with a cyst in his neck. So this was an educational record for, I guess, med students. The operation side of this record is the funniest thing ever. And it's a seasoned surgeon directing a young surgeon on how to remove a cyst. And he gets abusive and then covers it up with jokes and then gets more abusive. He starts commenting on how somebody running the lights is an idiot. It's definitely worth seeking out. Sounds of Medicine Operation Stethoscope Sounds if you're just into weird stuff. All right. They're piling up. This next record is Gizm, and they are also from Japan. This is not a punk rock record. It looks like one from the jacket. It is not. This thing is a heavy metal record from Japan in the 80s. As you can tell by that picture. Very Motley Crue. And if they sounded like Motley Crue, I wouldn't have bought it. But they don't. They sound like Motley Crue if Motley Crue were interesting. Like if Motley Crue were more interested in like GBH and Discharge instead of, I guess, Women on the Streets of Hollywood. So if you see this in the record store, which it's from Relapse Records, so you might just see it, just know this is more of a heavy metal album than a punk rock album, but it's a damn interesting heavy metal album. No Judas Priest or Motley Crue or Iron Maiden in this thing. Even though you can kind of tell they were inspired by them. They kind of took it their own way. All right. Further into the weird is the legendary Stardust Cowboy. Oh, what a strange trip it's been on a Gemini spaceship. This album is insanely wild. I'm sure a couple of you might know about the legendary Stardust Cowboy, so you already know what I'm talking about. This thing has to be listened to believe. Or to be believed. And here's the LP. I got it from Get Hip Records in Philadelphia. This is definitely worth buying if you are a fan of Dr. Demento, which I am. I love Dr. Demento. Okay, on the same trip as Dr. Demento is this, the Temple City, California. I guess it's a suburb of Los Angeles. Kazoo Orchestra, some kazoos. There you go. Here's the LP from Rhino Records. This thing is songs like Miss You, says Jaggers and Richard, Whole Lot of Love, Page Plant. I guess they're hit songs from the 70s because this thing came out in 78. Kazoo Tra and Staying Alive. I think that's a John Travolta type situation. Anyway, it's, I guess, hit songs from the 70s played on kazoos, entirely on kazoos. And what makes this thing stand out is even the vocals are represented on this LP in kazoo. It's insane to listen to, and if you play this thing backwards, it gets 10 times crazier. If you've ever heard a kazoo backwards, you know what I'm talking about. And this thing's cheap. You can pick this up for almost nothing. So, the Temple City, California, Kazoo Orchestra, And I think I got these guys on a Dr. Demento record, so that right there clarifies them as great. If Dr. Demento says it's good, it's good. Anyway, this thing is wonderful. Play it backwards and be freaked out. Okay. What do I have next? Oh, geez. That's for something else. Okay, one more record that I received in the mail. I'm going to show it to you, and an add-on record that pertains to that record. If I can find it. Ah, geez. Oh, wait. Hey, I missed something here. I also got this little 7-inch. This is by the Nervous Eaters, called Just Head. It's on Pennyman Records. This is a great, I don't know when these guys recorded this thing, early 80s, late 70s, band from the Midwest, I think. Nervous Eaters. They're Killed by Death superstar band. And this record, both songs, which the B-side has Get Stuffed, is definitely worth buying. This is great Killed by Death punk rock. Alright, I'm going to find the other record that pertains to the one I'm looking at. Just give me a second. Okay, I found it. This is a 7-inch I got in the mail. I really appreciate the very old slipcase that it came in. But let's get to what this thing is. This is Napoleon the 8th? Yeah, I think that's Napoleon the 8th. They're Coming to Take Me Away. On the flip side is They're Coming to Take Me Away played backwards. And this little 7-inch record has a sticker on it, and I guess it's an ownership sticker. Back then they used to, you know, I guess you'd write your name on the album to show that it was yours, because they used to lend albums out and you'd leave them at your friend's house, but you'd want to go back and get them, and you'd have your name on them so that your friend would give it back to you. Anyway, this one has a little sticker on it that says Miss Lynn Roberto, 1089 Dove Street, Toms River, New Jersey. So that makes this thing special, and this is the They're Coming to Take Me Away 7-inch, which for some reason I never had, but now I do. All right, let's look at something that pertains to that. And that is this Lard record. This is Jello Biafra with Ministry, cranking out some songs that are unforgettable. This is a masterpiece of a record, and this record is called The Last Temptation of Reed. And the reason why this record has something to do with this record is they do a cover version of They're Coming to Take Me Away. And here's the little newspaper thing that came with it. Lard illustrated. There's the back. And it's the lyrics to the LP in poster form. Jello Biafra style imaging, which is always great. I can't wait for Jello Biafra's new record. I have it pre-ordered, and I will do a special video on that once that thing shows up, whenever it shows up. Anyway, here is the record that has the cover version of They're Coming to Take Me Away on it by Lard. And this is the special copy that has the CD cassette bonus track on it. And on the other side this album has nothing. There are no grooves in this vinyl, only on this side. And this side is the song I Am Your Clock, which is, again, a masterpiece. Lard with Jello Biafra, Ministry, Al Jorgensen. They're definitely worth checking out, but I think anybody watching this channel already knows about Lard on Alternative Tentacles Records. Alright, that's the end of this video. It was very tiring, but I had to show the new Human Gas box set. Hey, okay, until next time. Nope, no more records to show. Until next time, goodbye. Keep on buying records from record stores online, and my next video is going to be about laser discs. In the late 80s, maybe early 90s, you could buy a laser disc player, and like Raiders of the Lost Ark, you could get that on a laser disc, and it would be like a DVD, except it was this big. It was a DVD that was this big, and you'd put it inside the player. You'd watch half the movie, then you'd have to eject it, turn it over like an LP, and watch the last half of the movie. Anyway, I got a few of those, and I'll make a video of those. All right. Goodbye for now. Thank you.